Hey guys, what's up? This tutorial is specifically on dividing subdivision levels. How would you even use subdivision levels and what are they? Because being a beginner, you probably don't know that much about 3D in general. You might have a little experience with Maya, but if you don't and you've never really done too much 3D, then the whole idea of subdivision levels, dividing, probably makes absolutely no sense to you. Um, so I'm gonna just start off with this sphere project. I usually do just start off with the Dynamesh project, just so we can all be working on the same thing. But if you start this off, I would just come to the side. Actually, you know what? To make this a little bit easier for you guys, you see how I have my custom UI. Check out the custom UI tutorial. But for now, I'll just go to where you guys are. I'll just go to the standard UI. Okay, cool. So if you look at your polyframe, these are polygons. I hope you guys know what a polygon is. It's just 4 points in space. Um, and so what we can do is if you go to your geometry palette on the side, if you have your tools over here, just come down to the geometry palette, and you should see this big button called divide. And so this is what I'm talking about when I'm referring to subdivide. So if you just click this button, just click it, notice what happened up here. I'll press Command Z to undo. I want you to see all the things that happen when I press divide. So I press divide, we got this little bar to come up here, and we got not double, but we got about 5 times as many polygons when we press divide. Okay, but you didn't see anything happen with the polyframe. So what is happening? Okay, so when we press divide, each one of these polygons are being divided or cut up into multiple different polygons. And to see this, what we can do is we can delete the lower subdivision level. So you saw this, for every polygon, there's 4 polygons now. Okay, so I'll undo that. You saw that? So delete lower. That's what we're doing when we press subdivide. Okay, we're adding more polygons per polygon. It'll smooth everything out, and it's giving you more detail so that you can sculpt. So if you hear me say that in the tutorials, I'm like, oh, I don't have enough polygons to do what I want to do. So what you can do is once you get to the point where it's like stretching, is you divide. You're adding polygons per every single polygon. So like I said, you probably won't be able to see it when you just press polyframe, but if you ever want to see it, you can just delete your lower. I would keep all your subdivisions, and I'm going to go over that, how to keep track of all your subdivision levels at once, but I want to show you so that you can understand what's happening here is if you delete your lower, you'll see what's actually happening. Okay, so that's kind of like my basic, very, very quick explanation of what's going on. Also, if you just go to pixellogic.com, they have everything on, just type in subdivision, and they will give you everything you want to know. There's a whole page right here talking about exactly what happens. So I'd really come look at this. But anyways, so let's see how we can use this. Like, what's the workflow with this? Because I mean, obviously you might understand what's going on. And one more thing, by the way. So say we let me kind of distort this a little bit so we have something smooth. So say we have something like this, right? And then we divide it. So you saw how it smoothed a little bit. That might not be the best example, but if we stretch it out even further, BMV, I'll go to my move, and I'll hold shift to turn off dynamic so I can change my brush size easier. So I'll just kind of stretch this out so where the polygons are stretched. And so watch what happens when I press divide. It smooths a little bit. So I didn't mention this, but that is right here. So you can turn off smooth. Say you want to keep this exact shape but add polygons there. Just turn off smooth and it won't smooth. But I would, by default, this is always on. I would just keep it on. I just wanted to fill that in. Okay. So back to what we were doing. Let's see a workflow. Like, how do we use this? Why would we use this? So I'm gonna turn polyframe off, and I'm gonna just begin to sculpt something. Okay, so right now I'm using Dynamesh. So this is a different workflow. I'm going to be showing you how you could use subdivisions with Dynamesh. So there's a tutorial on Dynamesh. If you haven't seen that, I'd go check that out, because I'm going to use Dynamesh for a quick instance, just to get my sketch going. And so once I get that going, I'll show you how you can use subdivision levels to help you out. So I'll get that basic head shape that I'm going for. Nothing I don't want to spend too much time on it. But you get your little head shape going, or whatever. And then I'm going to, if you remember from the other tutorial, you can come into geometry and go to Dynamesh. So we have Dynamesh button clicked on, so all we have to do is drag and click on the background and smooth that out. So what I usually do is I get Dynamesh, I'll get my basic forms in. Let's go to B, standard, BST. And then so I'll just start putting some forms in there, whatever. Get those major forms that I want. B, MB. And this is kind of annoying without the custom UI because I can't go as fast. It's so annoying to have to press B and go to your brushes every time. So I would really go check out that tutorial on setting up your own custom UI so you can have brush palettes. So you don't have to do that. You can just click where you want it. And so I'll get the basic shape of what I'm going for with Dynamesh, okay? Maybe sculpt out some eyes real quick. And so I'm pretty much done with this UI. It's getting on my nerves, so I'm gonna go back to what I have, so I can go much faster. You guys, I showed you what you needed to see in the original one, so I'm gonna go back to my custom UI just so I can go faster, because you see all my brushes right here. Okay, cool. And so I'm gonna start maybe adding some lines in here where I want some stuff to go. Okay, cool. And so we could just keep Dynameshing this, right? But once you get the topology, the basic sketch, not the topology, I'm sorry. Once you get the basic sketch in here of just what you're going for, maybe even add some eyes real quick. So add some little indentions for eyes, maybe. Okay. And so here you go. We're running out of stuff. So what you could do is you could Dynamesh it. You could go to your geometry and just keep upping the resolution and you could work that way. You could keep upping your resolution and doing that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down a little bit, maybe to 80. Watch your polygon count right here. Smooth this out. Let's go, okay, 20,000, sure. So we got our basic forms right there. So I would spend a little bit more time, obviously. I mean, there's some forms I'm probably missing right now. But to get to the gist of it, you basically get your main form in Dynamesh. Get your main form going, and then once you do so, always keep count of your poly count. Always keep track of your poly count. So we got our form, and actually, I'm pretty high right now. It's kind of hard. I would go even lower than this actually. Okay, a little too low. Back up. 60. Alright, so get your basic form. I think it's in that. And once you do so, what you can do is you can just turn Dynamesh off. And so this is what I'm going to start showing you how to use this as a workflow. So you can get your basic sketch done, whether it's a head, a body, in Dynamesh. Get the basic sketch out. Keep it under 15,000, something like that. If it's a body, you might need more, but since it's just a head, keep it relatively low. Alright? And so what now we can do is we can continue to sculpt at this level. We want to continue to sculpt until we can't anymore, because we have a lot of polygons here. You can continue to sculpt here. And so that's the idea. The idea is to keep it as low as you can for as long as possible, until you really can't go anymore. And if you do that, not only will it be easier to smooth and to get the forms you want, but it'll hold better as you get higher, and I'll show you that. That might not make too much sense, but so now that I have kind of the position I want, I'm going to divide it. So I'll divide it. So now we have more polygons. So now I can add more details and slowly work my way upwards. I'm actually still probably starting out a little high. I mean, I'm at 60,000. I mean, no one really wants to start too low. I mean, it doesn't really feel like sculpting. It feels like modeling if you're too low. But I'll get in here, start adding these forms. and then slowly work my way up. Think of it as levels. There's certain levels. And if you ever get confused, just look at your polyframe. These lighter lines are where you're at right now. So I'll do that. I'll probably maybe even get a little nostril in here. I'm not going to make the mouth. So we'll get some nostrils in here. Cool, cool, cool. Get that up in there. And we'll continue. We'll stop right there. I'm not gonna sculpt the whole head right now. So we got the next level. I would probably spend more time again. Like I said, I'm just trying to get the concept for you down. But so you get that level, you can go one more. So yeah, you're going in levels. I want to stress though that you want to spend as much time at the lowest level as possible, because I could be. It's a tutorial, so I'm trying to go a little bit faster. I don't want to spend too much time on stuff. But the idea is to keep at as low as possible for as long as you can. And the reason is, it will hold your geometry better if you do so. If you just keep starting up from here, it's not gonna I guess be layered correctly, or it's just not gonna hold the right way, because this is in the right position I want it. I have got it in the right space that I need it to. But when you're up here doing it, not only can it be harder to place, but what I'm trying to get at is that the topology doesn't hold what you're trying to sculpt very well. And so that can get really annoying. And so look what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to move these forms in to get a better, shape of the zygomatic. But you don't want to do this from this high up. I have 200,000 polygons, and look what's happening. I can't smooth. Why can't I smooth anymore? Because you have too many polygons. And so this is why I'm showing this. This is what you need to know about subdivision levels, is because the higher you are, the harder it's going to be to manipulate. It's going to be like hard clay. So you want to go down a level, and then now you can get all these primary forms. So I'd start by getting all the primary forms in your low-res sculpt. And then, once you get your forms that you need, whatever, then you go up level by level. And if you can see up here, I have my subdivision levels up here, and I have my divide. It's pretty easy. Go watch the UI tutorial, and you can put it up here. It's so annoying to come back and forth over here. So that's how I would use it with Dynamesh, and that might not be the best way to understand it. So I'm going to give you another example, which is with a base mesh. So that just so it makes a little bit more sense, because it might be a little confusing, like, oh, Dynamesh, oh, then go into subdivision levels, should you Dynamesh again? You can Dynamesh again if you want to, because I'm losing detail here, so, I mean, you can go back to Dynamesh, but, like I said, it's just to know how to use this and when not to use it.